It started as a joke. One last adventure before graduation. That's what Tyler called it when he picked us up that night. There were 5 of us packed into his old SUV, driving through empty backroads somewhere outside a forgotten town nobody cared about anymore. The destination? An abandoned military village hidden deep in the woods. People around the area had been talking about that place for years. Some said soldiers used to live there during the Cold War. Others claimed secret experiments happened underground. But the story everybody remembered was about the woman in black. Locals said she wandered between the empty houses after dark. Always silent. Always watching. And if you ever saw her face, you wouldn't make it home. Of course, we didn't believe any of that. We were teenagers. Stupid teenagers. And stupid teenagers always think nothing bad can happen to them. The deeper we drove into the woods, the quieter everything became. No streetlights. No houses. No other cars. Just endless trees bending in the wind. Then finally, we saw it. Rows of abandoned military homes sitting in complete darkness. The village looked frozen in time. Broken windows. Collapsed roofs. Rusted fences. It honestly felt like the entire place had been left overnight and forgotten. Tyler parked near the entrance. Nobody spoke for a second. The atmosphere felt heavy. Wrong. Even Jake, who laughed at literally everything, suddenly looked nervous. "You guys feel that?" he asked quietly. Megan rolled her eyes. "It's just an old neighborhood." But her voice sounded uncertain too. We grabbed our flashlights and started walking deeper into the village. Every step echoed loudly. The wind pushed through empty streets, making old signs creak softly back and forth. Some houses still had curtains hanging in the windows. Others looked burned from the inside. And the weirdest part? There were no animals. No birds. No insects. Nothing. The entire place was dead silent. Tyler pointed toward the largest house near the center of the village. That one. It stood taller than the others. 3 stories. Dark brick walls covered in vines. The front door hung slightly open. Almost like someone had gone inside recently. Jake laughed nervously. Nope. Absolutely not. But Tyler was already heading toward it. The moment we stepped inside, the temperature dropped. It felt freezing compared to outside. Dust floated through the flashlight beams while old furniture sat rotting around us. The smell was horrible. Wet wood. Mold. Something else underneath it. Something rotten. Megan whispered, "This place is disgusting." Then we heard it. Creak. Everybody froze instantly. The sound came from upstairs. A long, slow, floorboard creak. Like someone shifting their weight. Jake forced a laugh. Probably the house settling. Then another creak followed. Closer this time. Creak. Tyler aimed his flashlight toward the staircase. "Hello?" No answer, only silence. But suddenly, something moved at the top of the stairs. A shadow. Tall. Thin. Gone in less than a second. Megan grabbed my arm immediately. "You saw that too, right?" Before I could answer. Bang. A door slammed somewhere upstairs. Jake cursed loudly. "Nope. Nope. I'm done." But Tyler kept moving toward the stairs. Looking back now, I wish we had left right then. Every step upstairs sounded impossibly loud. The second-floor hallway stretched into darkness ahead of us. Most of the doors were half open. Inside the rooms were old military beds, broken dressers, and walls covered in strange stains. Then we heard whispering. Very faint. Like multiple people talking at once. Tyler stopped walking. "Do you hear that?" Nobody answered. Because we all heard it. The whispers seemed to move around us. Not from one room. From all of them. Megan started crying quietly. I wanna leave. Then suddenly. Creak. A rocking sound came from the room at the end of the hallway. Back and forth. Slowly. Tyler shined his flashlight toward the doorway. The light revealed an old wooden chair rocking by itself. Nobody was touching it. Jake whispered, "Guys." The chair stopped moving instantly. Silence. Then. A dark figure slowly leaned out from behind the doorway. A woman. Tall. Wearing a black dress that hung unnaturally low to the floor. Her hair covered most of her face. But something about her body looked wrong. Too thin. Too tall. Her head tilted slowly sideways as she stared directly at us. Nobody moved. Nobody breathed. Then the woman took one slow step forward. The floor creaked beneath her. That snapped all of us out of it. Run. We turned and sprinted downstairs as fast as possible. The entire house exploded with noise behind us. Doors slamming. Footsteps. Loud creaking from every direction. It sounded like dozens of people moving upstairs at once. Tyler nearly fell racing toward the front door. The moment we burst outside, freezing wind hit our faces. We ran toward the SUV parked down the street. But then Megan screamed. The woman was already there. Standing beside the driver's door. Nobody understood how. 1 second she was upstairs, and now she stood beside the car completely motionless. Her head slowly turned toward us. Then suddenly, she grabbed the driver's side handle. Tyler shouted, "Get in the car." Jake yanked open the back door while Megan climbed inside crying hysterically. But the woman started pulling on the driver's door violently now. The entire SUV shook. Tyler sprinted toward her with the keys in his shaking hand. The woman suddenly stopped moving. For one horrifying second, she looked directly at him. And Tyler froze completely. Later he said her face didn't look human. Like skin stretched over something pretending to be a person. Then she smiled. A huge unnatural smile. Tyler finally snapped out of it and jumped inside the SUV. The moment the engine started. The woman slammed both hands against the window. Bang! Megan screamed louder than I'd ever heard in my life. Tyler hit the gas instantly. The tires screeched across the broken road as we sped out of the village. Nobody spoke. Nobody even looked backward. Until Jake finally whispered. "Guys." His voice sounded terrified. "There's somebody standing in the middle of the road." Tyler slammed the brakes. Another woman in black stood ahead of us beneath the trees. Then another appeared beside the road. Then another. Tall dark figures slowly emerging from the woods around us. Watching silently, Tyler reversed the SUV so hard we nearly crashed into a fence. Then he turned around and floored it out of there. We didn't stop driving until sunrise. And here's the part that still keeps me awake sometimes. The next morning, Tyler checked the side of his SUV. There were handprints all over the windows. Long, black, handprints. From the outside.